What's the most expensive thing a brand owns? Not its factory, not even its logo. It's meaning. And the courtroom, that's where brand fights to own it. The Beatles may be gone, but their labels, Apple Corp, is still alive. Back in 1978, they sued Steve Jobs' Apple computer. Why? Both had the same name, Apple. Okay, let me teach you. A trademark protects identity from being used in ways that confuse people, like names, logos, slogan, those kind of things. It's not about who sells better product. It's about who owns the space in your mind. So Apple Corp said, we are music. You can't use Apple for anything music related, okay? Then Apple Computer agreed, said,
Okay, we pay you. I promise I'll just do computer only.
In 1990s, right? Their computer suddenly got MIDI got recording software, slowly creep into music. Then after that, he add iTunes, iPod. So of course Apple got angry lah, he sued them lah. Because iTunes Store was just a distribution platform, not a music label. Apple Record equals to music history, and Apple Computers equals to music future. Both wanted to own the same cultural space, which is freedom through music. So in today, both Apples made peace with this Beatle music because it finally landed in iTunes in 2010. This lawsuit became a partnership. Okay, so now let's talk about Taylor Swift. Last time, when Taylor Swift first signed records deal as a teenager, she recorded 6 albums under that label. So as standard lah, company owns the master. Means the sound recording, she only owns the lyrics but not the tracks. So a few years later, right, she wanted to buy back her masters. But before she can, the label sell everything to one private equity firm. Of course, she angry lah, her own song lah. But instead of going into one draggy, long courtroom drama, Taylor Swift decided to play smart. She flipped the system. She found a loophole. She re-recorded it. Let me teach you a little bit about copyright. So copyright actually split into 2 parts. One is songwriting, which is the lyric and melody part. Another part is a sound recording. So usually, label owns the recording, but artists can actually keep the composition. Taylor Swift very smart. She used the gap to re-record her album. That's why you can see Taylor's version online.
Copyright law become culture. She finally brought back her original masters. Legacy secured. No courtroom headlines can fight the cultural headlines because Taylor Swift won.
I don't know if you know, but in the 1990s, Mickey Mouse was about to fall into public domain. That also means that anyone can just slap a Mickey Mouse face in a lunchbox. Not only just Disney lunchbox, it's your lunchbox. But Disney didn't sue it. They lobbied it. In 1998, Congress extended copyright from 75 years to 95 years. And critics call it Mickey Mouse Protection Act. A little bit about copyright. Copyright is not forever, okay? Every copyright has an expiry date. So for creators, right, it's usually the creator's life plus 70 years. And for company, it's 95 years. And after that, your work will enter into public domain. Means it's free for anyone to use.
Unless the law changes.
Okay, understand? So Disney made sure that the law changed. Every time Mickey Mouse copyright is about to expire, Disney reinvented him. New cartoon, new shots, new theme park rides. Law bought them time. Creativity bought them relevance. Because by locking down Mickey Mouse, Disney didn't just protect a character. They protected their monopoly. Let's talk about McDonald's. McDonald's is really very protective for their name. They don't just defend Big Macs or just Golden Arches. They go after anything with Mac. From Mac Sleep Hotels to Mac Coffee stalls. Even if you try Mac-Fi your business, right? McDonald's lawyer will just come knocking your door. Why? Because they say if anyone uses Mac, their brand power just dilute. If a customer blah blah just go in and buy wrong product because the name is too similar, problem. Even if nobody is confused, the famous brand's distinctiveness will also be weakened. So McDonald's argue, if Mac becomes generic, like any kopi stall can just call themselves Mac Teh Tarik, then Golden Arch is not special anymore. Their distinctiveness will just drop. Their brand value will just shrink. And this is important, huh? In branding, distinctiveness is gold. People don't just pay for burgers. They pay for the feeling, the symbol, the whole culture behind the arc. They're protecting their whole monopoly over the 2 letters. Branding-wise, we can understand. Because if you lose your uniqueness, you use your pricing power. And once that's gone, even Ronald McDonald's cannot save you. And in this case, it shows us something bigger. A brand isn't just about logos and jingles. It's a mental shortcut. Like when you see Mac, your brain suddenly just immediately think of McDonald's. And that's the real monopoly. And so when they fight for all these small cases, right, it's not because they are scared of any one small diner, okay? No. It's because they're very scared of losing the shortcut in your mind. Understand? They don't want you to forget them. They want you to remember them. Logos are also battlefield. Like Gucci, they accuse Guess for ripping off the double G, the stripe motif, and even the floral patterns. So after 9 years, Guess paid damages. This wasn't a fabric, it was identity. Monogram are like status shortcut. And Gucci wasn't just protecting their leather, it was protecting their aspiration. And like Adidas and Forever 21, Adidas built this empire on 3 stripes, and Forever 21 sold clothes with 2 or even 3. So lawsuit, 3 lines. And that's it. Adidas turned geometric into monopoly. And not every stripe belongs to Adidas, but perception beats math. Like Burberry plate isn't just clothes, it's like Britishness woven in. And so when Target sold like look-alike scarf, Burberry sued them. Settlement pulled them out of shelves. A check pattern becomes like a passport. Burberry wasn't just protecting fabric, it was defending heritage. And 2 giants, Marvel, DC. Captain Marvel. After years of lawsuit, Marvel kept the name. DC renamed it to Shazam. A superhero isn't just power, it's a trademark. Identity is everything, okay? Just like Apple and Samsung. Apple sued Samsung for stealing design. Rounded corners, swipe gesture, grid icon, billions at stake. Even rectangle also can be sacred. In tech, details really decide everything. One small line, one corner design can win or lose billions. In branding, it's also the same. So all these courtroom battles, what does it teach us all? Protect your intellectual property rights because it buys you time. But it only buys you time. Don't ever think that legal wins equals to cultural win, because creativity is actually a long game. And the one that shapes memory, myth, and emotions is creativity. And when law expire, it's only your story that keep you alive. So, courtroom can only decide who owns the logo, but culture decides who owns the heart. Law is only your shield. Branding is the sword. And the best brands, they know how to use both. They fight with 2 weapons. Law to protect, keep them safe, and creativity to win hearts, to make them immortal.